Hi guys, Rob here with another Real Deal in the Field with one of my students, Deb, in the suburb of Rosebud on the Mornington Peninsula. Deb, we're sitting out the front of what looks like a piece of shit.
It's worse inside.
It is worse inside. But have a look at the proximity to some of the neighbours in the vicinity. So you've seen, I guess, a gem in the rough here and been able to pick it up, I guess, quite well. One of the situations I want, our viewers to know is your situation at the start. You had no money to start with, right? So we don't need to go into the details of what that is, but you had to get really, really creative in the acquisition of this. Tell us a little bit about, I guess, the terms that you are able to negotiate and what that enabled you to actually unlock.
Well, we got 3 months due diligence period, which gave us time, basically, or gave me time to write an IM, look at all the options, all the possibilities for the site, and then to go out and find an investor and private money.
Yeah, and we're going to go behind the scenes and actually have a look at some of the different options. We had many, many ways we could actually exit this deal. It's a deal called a splitter block, folks, which gives us an automatic as of right to do a whole bunch of things. So you had the flexibility to get in and out really quick if you had an investor that needed to get in and out really quick. But you also had some flexibility to maximize the yield out of that. And we're going to, when we go inside, we'll show you how we're able to maximize some of that yield outside. So 3 months delayed settlement, 3 months due diligence phase, which was 3 months to go and find the money partner. And let me tell you, folks, when you've got a deal as good as this one, the money will come. So let's hold with us for a sec. We'll go inside. We'll have a look at what this opportunity really is. Deb, what I really love here is the views that we're actually about to unlock with this particular deal. Let's talk about what the deal is itself. We touched on before the fact that there were multiple exit strategies. This is what they call a splitter block. Now, many people in Victoria and New South Wales, they're not really sure what a splitter block is, but it's actually where there's multiple lots already on the existing title. So council have an as of right to unlock those and straight away. So you had the flexibility of just removing the titles, selling that straight away, quick in and out. The challenge was that those lots were going down the hill. So one gets this spectacular view, the next one gets a little bit less view, and then there's one poor guy all the way down the bottom who doesn't get any view at all. But what you saw was, I guess, an opportunity to spin that around and get, I guess, a number of people, I guess, getting that view out the top. So given that you had multiple exits and I guess the fact that you had to start with no money down, you had to work with, I guess, the preferred exit strategy of your money partner to say, well, how long do they actually want to stay in the deal? Because there was the easy, quick in and out. Now, if we had have just split those 3 titles as is, where is, what kind of profits were you looking to get out of that?
Probably about 100 to 150.
About 100 to 150K, right? So that would have been quick in and out, probably would have been in and out of the deal in about 4 months for about 150K. Beautiful in and out. When you've got no money, 150K is great. But there was another upside. So the other upside was to, I guess, go for maximum yield, which was, spin all those lots around and we get 1, 2, 3 in a row, which would have all spectacularly had the view. Now, that would have taken a long time through council. We would have needed a money partner that had the patience to go through that process. And that would have yielded us in the proximity of about $1 million, yeah?
Probably,
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly if we'd built as well.
Absolutely.
So,
But what we've chosen to do is a hybrid of the two. So what we've chosen to do is the one down the bottom, sell that off straight away. So lift that title, sell that off straight away, pays down the debt, reduces the holding cost, which then means that we can take the time through council, and council is going to take time, and we just spin the 2 titles on the 2 that are left. And that's going to be 2 absolutely spectacular properties that get the maximum outcome of this. So we're kind of in the middle there. So profits out of that?
Probably about 500 after costs.
Now, considering that when you came into this deal, you literally had no money to actually purchase the property, a 500K turnaround and reducing the holding costs in selling that property off, it's actually given you the ability to actually live on premise because the holding costs are so low, and so you've been able to maximise, I guess, the opportunity as much as you can. What was the key thing that helped you to negotiate that 3-month delayed settlement?
I think it was partly because the property had been up for auction and it was passed in. When I bought it, I saw that the titles were there, and as I say, most people didn't realise it had 3 separate titles. But originally, this whole site was covered with huge trees. They were right up to the house. Everywhere else just completely blocked the view. And I think people had no idea what was here. They'd sort of look at the huge trees and see the parts where it's steep, and they just freaked out. So the buyer wanted to sell. The seller wanted to sell, but was having trouble getting buyers because people just didn't know what was here.
They didn't know how to unlock the potential. And so what you saw through the problems. And as property developers, by solving problems, that's how we actually make money. So we can't be afraid of problems. We don't want to look for ones that we don't need. But removing the trees, we've unlocked the views, and you're an architect by trade, so you could see that even though it was a slopey site, you could actually come up with a spectacular design that leveraged the slope to its maximum advantage to get the most livable space with the least build cost as humanly possible. And I think that the 2 lucky people who are going to end up with these properties, they're going to have a lifestyle that I guess is unequaled in the area.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're right in the centre of town too.
Right in the centre of town. So from a proximity...
Pub's just there.
From a proximity perspective, Deb, that looks like the Lifesaving Club over there. There's a pub just there. What other things are in the area?
You can walk to the supermarket. You can walk to Rosebud Plaza if you want. There's Bay Trail runs all the way along Mornington Peninsula. But the main thing is the beach is just there, and Rosebud Beach is just a beautiful beach.
Yeah.
Particularly for families, because it's a very safe beach. And
Absolutely. So if you were going to give one lesson to anyone out there who had no money and needed to get into a deal, because sometimes it takes a little bit to get it, what would be the one lesson that you would say to our viewers out there?
Bite the bullet and do it. Take the risk. Take the jump. It's scary, but it works. You can do it.
Yep. So I would add to that. So absolutely taking the action. I would add to that, folks. Find a way to solve the vendor's problem. So the vendor is selling for a reason. Generally, there's a problem that they've got to be solved. If you can create that solution for them, they will generally give you the terms that you actually need to get the deal across the line. And as I said before, when the deal is good enough, money will come. So Deb, I cannot wait to see, the finished product, the real deal, at one of our upcoming meetups. Until then, thank you very much for your time, for sharing your journey.
Thank you very much too.
And we'll see all you guys on the next Real Deal in the Field.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.